quarantine doesn't actually make any big changes to an introvert's everyday life. But the only thing bothering introverts who live in a shared house right now is being stuck with their roommates. Heaven knows a long time is wearing an introvert down, so I actually can't wait for the lockdown to end. Good news is restrictions have started easing from the beginning of June in Canberra. All the other roommates have got away to Sydney for the weekend, which means I'm having the house 100% to myself for 2 days. It is a rare chance for me since lockdown. So I decided to take this opportunity to recharge myself over the weekend, where we can soak in the extra hours of long time, what to do to engage in self-care to help us unwind, energize, and rejuvenate. Here are some tips for anyone who might get inspired. Cook at home and eat healthy meals. I don't spend much time in the kitchen to make myself meals. Usually, I either pop a pre-made meal in the microwave or stop for takeaway. So today, instead of my usual rush meal, I choose some recipes I've been wanting to try and set aside some time to cook. Weekend could be the perfect time when I happen to enjoy cooking. Now it's time to make yourself a cup of coffee, sit on the porch, have some snacks, and enjoy the Saturday afternoon tea. It's my first time trying to make this cauliflower fried rice. I found the recipe on YouTube and followed the video step by step. Rewind, replay, again and again. I'm a visual learner. I guess I could be a good cook once they have all the recipes in the form of graphics. I got to say it was quite delicious and perhaps the best replacement for the real fried rice. Before digging in, let me put on the Space Force. It's been my favorite Netflix series in June 2020. If you want a better control of daily sugar intake, it's always good to make your own dessert. I'm making the chocolate frozen yogurt.
Les chasseurs à ma porte comme les petits soldats qui veulent.
Blend up the yogurt and cream cheese until it gets nice and smooth.
Je ne veux pas travailler.
Add the chocolate bar and some chocolate powder into the mixture and blend all the flavors together again.
Et puis je fume. Déjà j'ai connu le parfum de l'amour.
When it's done, put it in a container and freeze it overnight.
Maintenant une seule fleur dans mes entourages me rend malade.
Now it's next morning. I'm making the very first crepes. They look thicker than it should be, but that's fine. I will just ignore the imperfection and fold them up nicely and serve it with the frozen yogurt from yesterday.
Puis je fume. Je ne suis pas fière.
I really recommend this mashed cauliflower recipe. You can serve it as a side. It has a very rich flavor, works nicely with grease from the steak, which will definitely fill your tummy very well. Getting outside and connect with nature. Nature can be incredibly calming. A quiet walk in the sun can lighten your mood. Going out is also a chance for an introvert to practice being kind to someone else. Instead of avoiding eye contact, we could always remind ourselves to smile at strangers, say hello, or nod in greeting, which will brighten their day and make you feel good about yourself as well. Like this man I met on my way home, I smiled at him and said, "I like your dog." The frown on his face instantly melted away and he smiled back. I admit I'm not a big fan of physical exercise, but I go jogging whenever I feel like it.
All the way in now. It's time to close this first long run out. We're finishing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. First long run, done. Outstanding.
I feel a boost on my mood and respiratory function after a run. Actually, this is my vision when I'm running. I'm short-sighted, so if a stranger didn't smile back at you when you nod in greeting, they probably just couldn't see properly. Have an at-home spa. Saturday could be a perfect spa day at home. Light a sweet-smelling candle that lifts your mood. Get yourself a bath bomb, toss it into the water, and watch it fizzing out in the tub.
Let's take a spaceship out in the sky, fly to the moon, and take out those lights, space running glide, running into the night. 'Cause you working so hard.
Now it's time to put on some relaxing music and pop into the bath. Soak it all in, then detox and unwind in the hot tub. A good bath bomb will leave your skin feeling moisturized after a long bath. Another therapeutic thing you could do at home is fill your room with essential oils. Add a few drops to the diffuser. You could either choose a lavender or citrus scented essential oil that helps relieve the psychological tension, calm your nerves, breathe better, and have a good night's sleep.
Chase after carrots and jump on the trails, get us good taste from the Milky Way. And then we go back to the start.
Read a book. Reading has been shown to actually reduce stress levels. It can be a wonderful way to switch off and enter a new world. Find a cozy spot to read outside and get some additional vitamin D while reading. We are too consumed with technology to make time for ourselves. Instead of always looking at your phones, slow down to read a book. One of the best things to be home alone is the house becomes a carefree space. I could read at any spot and switch places whenever I want, and then drift off in the middle of the new chapter. Visit my favorite place in city. Restaurants and cafes are permitted to have limited customers dining in from this weekend. There's something satisfying about being your own company. So indulge in this feeling by going to your favorite coffee shop with the delicious cappuccino and croissant. Or window shopping the items that make you happy. It's encouraged to wash your hands more often during pandemic time. I literally just wash my hands with the soap in the shop. It's time to shop for my short-sighted eyes.